and equipped combat-ready naval forces capable of winning wars, deterring aggressions, and maintaining the freedom of the seas. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Navy.
GoPro lang ginagamit ko.
Its birth, August 4, 1790, and its motto, Semper Paratus, meaning always ready. A branch of military service that has fought in every war, saved billions of dollars worth of property from shipwreck, flood, and rescued tens of thousands of people from disasters throughout the United States. The only branch of military service authorized to perform law enforcement mission inside the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Coast Guard.
Your spouses on the board, please.
Come on, shallow water sailor.
Dami pala ng Coast Guard.
The next one. This military service was established on September 18, 1947. It's recognized, trained, and equipped solely to exploit airspace power in the defense of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Air Force. Four members of the United States Air Force.
Nandiyan pa si General eh.
Thank you. Its motto, Semper Paratus, always faithful. The military service that has been the first to fight since November 10, 1775. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Marine Corps.
gentlemen, please stand.
Please stand and get your glass of water or glass of wine.
I propose a toast to the United States Army.
To the United States Army.
Propose a toast to the United States Navy.
To the United States Navy.
I propose a toast to the United States Coast Guard.
I think I'm feeling it. And you might have to drive tonight.
I propose a toast to the United States Air Force.
To the United States Air Force.
And last but not least, I propose a toast to the United States Marine Corps.
Thank you, and please be seated. We don't want to.
If you need emergency medical care, treatment in the U.S. is the gold standard. But when it comes to prevention and managing chronic disease, that's another story. We've got big problems. We're overfed and undernourished. We've not only supersized our fast food, but our waistlines as well. The U.S. spends more on prescription drugs than any other country. But in Japan, instead of popping a pill to treat the symptoms, they search for the underlying cause, and it's working. People in Japan live longer than we do. People in Japan weigh less than we do. For years, people in Japan have been drinking a very special water. It's called Kangen water, and now Kangen water is available here in the U.S.
Prior to my life as a physician, I was working on a doctorate in nutrition. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition and completed my PhD coursework prior to starting medical school. So my background really began in nutrition. When I entered medical school, I was trained like most allopathic physicians that our job is to diagnose disease and to treat it with medication and surgery when necessary. And so I followed that model for the first few years of practice. I began to turn back towards my nutritional training and trying to help them understand nutrition as well as exercise physiology and activity as a means of helping them improve their health and reverse some of the chronic diseases that I was seeing on a regular basis.
Many processes within our bodies produce free radicals. Free radicals are entities that have lost an electron. They are positively charged. They come from the breakdown of foods, from the breakdown of toxins, and they enter our bloodstream. These free radicals are potentially harmful to cells. They will attach themselves, for example, to the lining cell of an artery. And when they do, they will produce an injury. That injury will create a response in the body trying to heal it. Platelets will come from the blood and try to plug that injury. And in the process of making a clot, in the process of then bringing in scavenger cells to repair the damage, the blood vessel is damaged. That's one of the theories of atherogenesis.
I've been here for over 20 years as a dentist, and prior to that I was a dental hygienist. When I worked as a dental hygienist, I got very interested in nutrition and the nutrition and how it relates to the teeth and how it relates to the person.
I've been asking every patient, most of the patient comes every 3 years or so. So I observe every year carefully, and I tell them your colon becoming very firm and tight and developing more pockets. So you have to change your diet, to my diet. Then they improve year by year. That's at least like 2 years, 3 years later, their colon becomes soft and pliable. Even you have a lot of pockets, diverticulosis, which can create thickening of intestinal, the muscular layers. So this diet can change your body situation.
I tell my patients that we are one big biochemical reaction. Everything that's happening in our body is a biochemical reaction. And for biochemical reactions to occur, we need a solvent. And the solvent in our bodies is water. So there's no question that the most important thing that we can do is hydrate our bodies.
Acid reflux, as you know, is a huge problem in our country. People who are obese tend to have it because their stomach and their gastroesophageal junction gets shoved up into the chest. Their lower esophageal sphincter isn't tight, and the esophagus is squamous epithelium. It's a different lining from the stomach, and it doesn't tolerate acid. So when the valve that connects the stomach to the esophagus, that interconnection doesn't function, the acid suddenly starts bathing this lining of the esophagus in acid, and it can't tolerate it. It's painful. People have that terrible sour taste in the back of their throat.
When we treat chronic disease with medication and we don't really attack the root cause, which is oxidative stress, free radical damage, we're not really treating or curing the disease, we're managing the disease.
Antioxidants have become very, very popular because they are electron donors. And when they meet a free radical, that free radical gets what it wants. It gets its electron, and it's neutralized. Now, the oxidation reduction potential of Kangen water is gigantic. It's about 30 times greater than the famous green tea. Everyone knows about green tea being a profoundly good antioxidant. Fruits, vegetables are considered antioxidants. Kangen water at a pH of 9.5 can have a negative, which is an electron donating reduction potential of up to 600 millivolts. It's measured in millivolts. You couldn't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get anywhere near that amount into your system.
We rely on oxidative stress to kill bacteria and viruses and fungi. But oxidative stress in excess, when we don't have the proper balance, when we have too much oxidation and not enough of its counterpart, which is reduction, then we get into the situation where we start to see degeneration occur in cells, in the tissues, and ultimately in the body. We get degeneration of the body, we get aging, and we get chronic disease. Oxidative stress is the mechanism by which all this happens.
I find that drinking Kangen water is satisfying because it quenches one's thirst. One is able to drink a lot more because you don't get that bloated feeling. It is as if the water is very much more quickly absorbed. And there are studies that have shown that from the Japanese literature that the water starts being absorbed in the distal esophagus before it even hits the stomach. It's absorbed in the stomach, and then by the time the duodenal sweep has been reached, it's practically already totally absorbed.
Oxidized water is a very, unhealthy to me. So I don't drink that kind of water, but I drink alkalinized water. New York water, they say, the best water, but it still contains the chlorine. Why did they put the chlorine in? Because that the chlorine put into the water, that it creates the free radicals, and that free radicals can kill the bacteria. So that the chlorine in water is, there is no bacteria resides. So it's a healthy water, they call. But for a health point of view, taking this chlorine-containing water is actually oxidized water.
When I found out that the Kangen water machine makes 7 types of water, I started exploring the high end, the 11.5, and the 2.5 end of that water. And on my exploration, found out that the 2.5 water is bactericidal, and I am using it in my practice to help with bleeding. I use it to sanitize the mouth before I start working on the patients.
The Japanese have done a tremendous amount of work on using ionized water for wound care. There's a lot published in the Japanese literature and also now in American literature about using pH 2.5 water for bactericidal purposes. Staph aureus, for example, cannot survive in 2.5 pH water. The kill ratios are dramatic for this, and so it stands to reason that this would be beneficial for contaminated wounds or even infected wounds. The Japanese, for example, treat diabetic ulcers with ionized water with a low pH and find that to be extremely successful. They also have published a lot on it, and the before and after pictures are very dramatic. The pH 2.5 water has tremendous antibacterial properties against both gram-negative and gram-positive organisms.
With the standard American diet, it's actually very sad. I mean, that is what it stands for. Standard American diet is filled with sugars and the high energy drinks and even the bottled waters, the potato chips and the pizza and the things that these children are getting in the vending machines. All of that is acidic.
You think the skin is only young? No, artery is young too. Most of people who are eating a lot of beef, meat, and a lot of oxidized waters, they tend to develop more narrowing strictures. And many people, even in the 50s, they had the bypass procedure, the stent in, all kind of problems in the artery.
One of the things that you learn is called primum non nocere. Above all, do no harm. That is the duty of a physician. It dates back to Hippocrates. None of us want to do harm. What we should do, and I think when we're convinced of something that is really truly good for people, we should go and recommend it to people.
Anytime our body sees protein that it doesn't recognize, we have the susceptibility to cause an inflammatory reaction or an allergic reaction. I really do think there's a connection there with incompletely digested proteins through the typical American diet that we consume.
Periodontal disease affects 75% of the population. And periodontal disease is a silent disease of the mouth. In other words, you don't really know you have it until it's too late. What I have found is that we do comprehensive cleanings on people to try to get their mouth healthy again. But we use as an adjunct the acidic water that we make here at the office with our Kangen machine, and we use it under the sulcus of all the teeth, in other words, around the teeth and the gums, to clean bacteria during our procedures. And we also send the patient home with the water, because I'm sure you've heard the eyes are the mirror to the soul, while the mouth is the mirror to the rest of the body.
Look at Japan. The country of Japan has the highest consumption of ionized water in the world. Now, I'm not saying it is necessarily a direct effect, but they are also #1 in overall health care in the world and #1 in longevity in the world. When we compare that to the United States, we're number 38 in longevity and in overall health. The Cubans have better health than we do.
We need to respect the fact that we have all these built-in mechanisms to help us fight disease, to maintain our health. But we need to support ourselves in that healing process by eating natural foods, by drinking the right type of water, by managing stress, by getting plenty of exercise and plenty of oxygen to our lungs.
This is a very important. You just change your diet very little bit. Enjoy the health, enjoy your longevity too. I think #1 most important thing is water. To drink water, alkalized and ionized water, which is Kangen water.
I'm very excited that Kangen water is here to help both children and adults alike in my practice, and my patients are loving it.
I've had the great fortune in my life to have graduated from one of the finest medical schools in the world, Harvard. I was trained in the Harvard residency program. I've spent my entire professional career affiliated with that institution. One of the best things next to being affiliated with this great institution, has been my discovery of Kangen water.
For those of you who are trying to optimize your health and trying to do everything you can to have good health, to maintain your health, preserve your health, my plea is just try the water.
In Japan, they have a saying, Mizuo Kayareba, Jinsei Kawaru. Translated, change your water, change your life. Do yourself and your family a favor. Ask for a free sample of Kangen water. Try it and see for yourself.
Hi everyone, all right, so I've just installed my K8, super excited, especially for someone like me. I'm so not mechanically inclined, but even I was able to install this machine in about 10 or 15 minutes, and so let's see what the difference is. So to start, I'm going to collect more tap water. Wow, look at how hydrogen rich this water is. Look at that. Look at those bubbles of love and antioxidant right there. So let's go back to the ORP meter. Turn that thing on. Go back into the tap water, see what we get. Climbing, climbing. All right. We're getting there. I'm going to reach that 600 and then I'm going to drop it in this other water. Our 9.5 from the Kangen, 580. There we go, 600. So from that 600, that's Vancouver's tap water. We're going into the 9.5 from the K8. Immediately jump to a negative number. Wow, look at, oh my gosh, minus 600, folks. Woohoo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Hang on, let's try it again. Let's see if we can do that again. So here's a positive. We were at positive 600. I don't want to wait for it to climb. You saw it climb, climb, climb. All right. We can wait. We can wait. I don't have the patience. Let's just jump back into the K8. This is the one I really want to know. All right. Wow. Minus 600. Are you kidding me? Woo! So there you have it, 9.5 water from the K8. I really just want to share that information because I've been able to help myself with so many different symptoms, including chronic nausea, some pain I had from a degenerative disc, and the biggest one for me is in 2006. I was diagnosed with macular degeneration. That was my third diagnosis, actually, and that doctor pretty much said, go home, contact the CNIB, and have them help you with coping on how to become blind. And when I called the CNIB, they were even ready to offer me a white cane. I said, what? I said, I'm so not ready for that. I said, hold the bus right there. I'm getting off, and I'm going to find ways to actually get better. And I did. I graduated as an acupuncturist. I was able to help a lot of my vision, but I was still sort of not great, not what I was looking for. And this water has just knocked it out of the park for me. My vision has greatly improved to the point where I'm reading, right? I'm reading things without my glasses. And this is someone who's supposed to go blind in 2006. So I got to tell you, for me, this is awesome water, and this is why I share this information, because I really want to make a dent in how we take care of our health, right? It's not just doctors who are in charge. I mean, it's important. They're a part of the team to take care of you, but ultimately it's up to you to find what you need to get super healthy. And 9.5 water coming from the K8. And so to your health, my friends, to your health.
Thank you for buying this Enagic Water Ionizer. You've made the right decision. It's going to provide you and your family with many years of great tasting Kangen water. For over 40 years, we've been changing people's lives one drop at a time. We actually say, change your water, change your life. Not only has Kangen water helped change lives by providing great hydration with alkaline ionized water, Kangen water has also improved the financial lives of hundreds of thousands of families around the world. Let me explain. Now that you have an eMagic machine hooked up in your kitchen, you're in the perfect position to share Kangen water with your friends, family, and associates. Here's what's going to happen. Some of the people you share Kangen water with are going to say, "I love this water. How can I get one of these machines?" The answer is simple. You can help them order one, and you're just one piece of paper away from getting a reward every time someone does. Just fill out the W-9 form we've enclosed in the box. Fax it to us, take a picture and email it to us, or put it in an envelope and mail it to us. Once we receive your W-9, we'll enter it in our system, and we'll be ready to start sending you checks. You already have an eMagic distributor ID number. It's on the top of the receipt that was in the box. If you don't see it, just call us and we'll tell you your ID number. When someone wants a machine, you can help them fill out the paperwork or help them go online to order it. Then just add your ID number to the order and, for example, if they buy an SD501 and pay with a credit card, we'll send you a check for $285. When you send in your next order, you'll get another check for $285. If either of those two people find someone who buys a machine, they get a check for $285 and you'll get another check for $285 as well. That's right, every time, every sale, whether you make the sale or if one of your customers makes the sale, you get paid. In fact, when you've reached your third machine sold, your check increases to $570 per machine, and it keeps increasing. It can actually go all the way up to $1,710 per machine. We have a separate DVD you can watch that will tell you all about the generous compensation plan. The bottom line is that we want to thank you for sharing Kangen water. Every time someone wants a machine and you submit the order, you're helping another family have access to Kangen water, and we'll send you a thank you check. Unlike most businesses, you don't need any inventory, you don't need an office or employees. You simply help people place an order. We collect the money, and we send you a thank you check. We have a wide variety of interesting DVDs, brochures, and books that can help you tell the Kangen water story.
The K8 is Enagic's flagship product and is licensed as medical equipment in Japan. The total cost is $49.80, but it can be financed for $0 down and $54 a month. Enagic's compensation plan is called the 8-point system, and it is so unique that it is patented. 8 points are paid out per machine, so it's about a 54% markup. Instead of paying for marketing, Enagic has decided to pay you as a distributor. This is your brand new K8. On your first 2 direct referrals, you get paid $340 each and become a 1A. In doing so, you have just opened up 2 $340 franchise lanes. This means that if any activity happens under these people, you get paid $340. On your 3rd direct referral, you become a 2-point agent. You've just opened up a $680 franchise lane, which means you get paid $680 for any referral that happens below this person, as long as the points are there. Once you have 10 total sales in your organization, you qualify as a 3-point agent. This means that the next direct referral you have opens up a $1,020 3A franchise lane, and now you make $1,020 on any sale that happens under your business partner. Once you have 20 total sales in your group, you're now getting 4 of those 8 points given out per machine. That qualifies you to open up 4A franchise lanes, where you receive $1,360 per referral. Your next rank advancement comes when you have 50 total sales on your team. Now you are able to open up a $1,700 franchise lane with your next direct business partner. Also, keep in mind that you are able to open up as many direct lanes as you'd like. Once you have 100 total people on your team, you become the highest commission rank possible as a 6A agent. This means from here on out, any direct referral that you have is a 6-point lane, meaning that you make $2,040 or 6 points per sale that happens below it.